I'll now call upon our President, Mr. Howard Mann.
Well, first of all, may I say how glad we are to see everybody in this new palace that we've got. It seems that every time we have a sort of meeting now, I'm called upon as one of the founder members to come up like the ancient mariner and not exactly stop every one of three, but stop everyone. And one of the advantages, of course, of being an aging actor is that one can speak to the younger generations and tell them how damn lucky they are. When I look around here, I think that's very true. When we started, back in 1931, we rehearsed at Under the Hill House, where our then president was lived. We rehearsed in the old nursery there for years and years. And generally, either there or in other people's houses, in great cramped discomfort. Then in the 50s, we were able to rent a room in Coombe Road, which is now demolished, above an old wheelwright shop. And that was our first green room, and how very proud we were, because at last we had the advantages of a place of our own. But that of course, didn't last all that long, because it had to be sold and flats built in its place. And we moved to a smallish hut behind Carlton House. And it belonged to the telephone exchange. We had to get out of there eventually, and we were fortunate enough, through the kindness of Mr. and Mrs Morley, to be here in the old green room, which most of us remember how glad we were to get there, how vast it seemed. But of course, over the years, it was an old building, a First World War building. They don't last forever, and it deteriorated rapidly. And we finally had to make some decision about new premises, and all kinds of things were tried, and eventually 2 years ago, I think it's about 2 years, it was decided that we could pull the old building down, and thanks to the kindness of Harry and Bessie Morley, we're able to acquire a very, very, very generous term, very long lease on this land, and to erect this. When we started, I thought, well, I don't suppose I'll ever live long enough to see it put out. Because to me, it sounded like vast sum of money. And I must say, I'm most amazed at the way that money has come in. A lot of it from generosity of people and other societies who have given us money. I'm not going to start naming names because we would get into an awful crowd, because I'm sure to forget something. And I must say, a great deal of it has been raised by the Dramatic Society members themselves. We have had internal social events every week or so. There's been some fundraising activity. People have given hours and hours of their time in putting on shows which have toured around all over the country, not only raising a lot of money, but also spreading the gospel of the Wotton Dramatic Society. And people have unstintingly given their time to that. And so that we can say that what with the gifts we've had and the work of the members, this place has come to fruition. And I'm not sure, it seems vast. I think we ought to let it out as an ice cream in the summer. I wasn't going to mention anybody except Graham. don't think we would have got so far so quickly. So I'd like you all to say thank you to Graham. I'm now going to ask Mrs Morley if she will unveil the plaque.
My husband and I are very, very pleased that we were able to help you with the project, and we very much admire the building, your choice of the building. We hope that you will be very, very successful in the future, and that you will achieve all the help and support that you so very well deserve. And I thank you very, very much for inviting us to be here this evening to enjoy your evening. Thank you very much.
I well remember, I very vividly remember, the fateful day 2 years ago this month, when Anne Parry and myself met Mr. and Mrs Morley in the green room here. And we said, I think it's reached the end of its life. And they said, yes it has. And we said, well, what are we going to do? Mrs Morley said, I think we better pull the old building down. So very, very timorously, knees knocking, I said, would you let us put a new building up on this site? And she said, I don't see why not, do you? And we couldn't believe it. Because we spent many years before that looking around at different places. Any time a building became vacant in Wotton-under-edge, we were there looking at all sorts of things, most of them totally impractical. But to have the opportunity given us by Mrs Morley to keep our roots here is nice. We've been here, I think, about 15 years now. And to have this building here where we have been, I hope, and I think, I can proudly say, I think, successful, to help us back to go on to even greater success. And we couldn't have done it, of course, on our own. Howard has rightly said that the members have worked very hard in many ways, raising money for this project. And I think it's a tremendous achievement to have done it all in 2 years. That is quite astounding, because Howard said he wasn't sure he'd see it in his lifetime. About 12 months ago, I was beginning wondering if I would see it. But see it I have, and it's a great record, this. And in thanking Mrs Morley, and thanking all of you here, our friends, our benefactors, too many to name, and all the members of society who also have worked hard and backed me in my madcap venture, I say thank you, a personal thank you, and a thank you to you all from the society. Thank you, Mrs Morley.